Okay, here we go. We're going to start gluing up using a PVA glue. Hopefully everything goes together perfectly. Just going to check that I've got all these fits right. 1, 2 goes into 3, that's good. 3 goes into 4, 4 goes into 5. And 5 goes into 6. Yes, beautiful. Okay, we're going to start with pieces 1 and 2. Move these out of the way. 5, 4, 3. That's piece 1 and 2. Today we're going to use this wood vise. Put them in there, give them a squeeze, and that should be pretty good. So I'm just going to get into it. I am quite nervous, and I don't know why, but these took a week to produce. So in terms of, if this doesn't go the way I think it needs to go, or it doesn't go at all, that's, oops, we don't glue over there. Then, yeah, this. I'd have to recut these two and I would just cry. So let's do this quickly. These joints are quite tight, so I think that they tend to squeeze out the glue in them. So that seems to be alright. Let's put this in here. There, need to be rotated. Let's round again. Let's rotate these again. They're going well. They're going. These round, try this here. Here. It's getting, seems to be getting tight, which is a worry, but anyway, we'll see. This end is obviously looser. Down the bottom, maybe. And the reason for that is that it doesn't get a lot of passes down the bottom. The top gets passed every time you do a okay, let's have a look. Now this usually what happens is that it doesn't like staying. So have a look when they're out. Let's just try this. Need a bit of timber. To get this in. Hey, that's perfect. Well, that is very impressive. Ooh, give this another tap. All right, that is super good, super good. Well, let's keep going. So before we go, we'll just examine the fit. The fit here is 0.1 and 0.2. These two probably are the tightest fit. So we'll see how we go with this one here, 2 and 3. Once I get, I think I'm going to do, usually what I do when I've got all these pieces left, usually I do, I try and do just one long joint instead of doing those together. I think that's usually what I do. But, let's get this here. Okay, very happy at the moment. Oops, I don't really want to get glue where it's not going to be. This is it. Yes, this one. Okay, this is good. Okay, this is a 0.1 and 0.16, so this should be an easier fit. Maybe I'll see if I can just give this a tap. To work better, so let's try this. Oh dear, that's there. And I probably need, if I had a hydraulic press or something, it could be better than what I've got here. There's a lot of flex obviously in the out here. It's not really, it's sort of having to press it down because it's going on some crazy angle. It looks like the wide joint is very favourable to moving. This one's an easier fit, as I was talking about. This one's good. For this, I think. Okay, give it a wipe. I think it needs some help. Where's my... Yeah, that's excellent. Now this plank is going to be sanded. That is perfect. Okay, so that's I think ChatGPT was right. I asked it whether gluing up today was going to be a problem. It actually said no. So my next choice is to do 4, 5 and 6. And to join it like that in one long join, or to do 4 and 5 and then do this one. I'm not sure. I could certainly do 4 and 5. I don't know. I think in the past what I've done is I've just done these and done them in done them as a half. I think that would work if, oops, oh, this is a bit, alright, that there is a bit of a problem, so let's just cut that off. That is interfering with me putting the piece in. Now, these have a particular way of going in, so they go in very well. Okay, so that piece will have to go on top of that piece. Yes, and I'll just check. Because if you can't start and that's a problem, it would be, okay, so that starts on the top. Look, I think I'm just going to do what I always did and glue these three together, come back, because a single piece, if you do this piece, and this is why I don't think it's going to work, because this single piece likes to go in from the top, the bottom of that one. Oh no, it could go in the, no, it could go in the bottom. So I could turn it over and do it in the bottom. The only thing is, if you do that, is that there'd be hardly any flex in that piece as opposed to just along here. So I'm going to do what I've done and just do this 4 and 5. Okay, thank you God. Alright, here we go, 4. There. I'm only using just PVA glue. I'm not using exterior, high strength, Gorilla Grip, nothing like that. It's just plain PVA. Teak is, apparently teak will be okay with that. There's a fair bit of teak, as you know, or well, maybe you don't know, but it's an oily timber, and oily timbers can resist liquids. So sometimes, oops, start this off. That's all it wants to do. Make sure glue's everywhere. So let's start with this. Back to the vise. This one's going to be fabulous. Now the final blank is going to be the challenge because it's quite a long, it's quite wide, so I don't know, I just have to see that front one is clicking, it's a very tight fit, which I don't think's a good idea, but sometimes there are limitations when you use machinery like CNCs. You get could do with a bearing press or something, but anyway. that was not a bad idea. Probably didn't do a lot for my wood vise, but there we go. Now the standard mallet lump hammer treatment. Flat bit. Okay, it needs a little bit of tension there. You turn it over and try that side. There's a bit of a ridge there, so let's just... Okay, that is it's a little bit up there. It's going to be sanded anyway. I've got 4 mil to play with, so this is what's happened in the past. These two are absolutely amazing. This one's resisting. That'll do. That's good enough. Okay, so the final half piece goes from the top. Just check that. And just want to make sure then that this then, oh wow, this is going to be very interesting. But I think I've done it in vices before, so let's just continue on with this. Okay, so I think sometimes when I join these pieces together, these were the hardest. These were the ones that caused me the most concern. Was starting the last piece. I could always leave it to a day that's probably less humid, but the final one, I mean, so we can come back and do it. Just put it this way. That is that way. So let's try this hammer here. Enough for me. See, the blanket's getting bigger now, so, but it did move initially quite well, so it means that the initial join was quite it's looser than the other ones, but not too loose. Last time I did this, it seemed to work well. That's pretty good. Yep. Well, that's actually touching, which should not be. So let me get a saw into it. Nothing should be touching in there at all. So what I would do, I will just okay. That will mean, yes, and like I thought, it was actually holding this joint apart here. So these have got to be, I didn't quite carefully check that. So this, let me see. This is all right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now for the finale. Let me see. I'll just check these joints here, because if they're even a little bit, yeah, see this one here, if they're even a little bit in the way, it's going to be issues. Okay, so that's not keen to start there. Let's try. Oh, gee. Oh. You don't want anything in these joints at all. This middle one doesn't matter. There's no joins, no glue there. Let's dry this down. Now, hopefully, I can get a start. If I can't get a start, then I'm going to get a bit worried about how tight that fit is. So this one here looks like another part that needs relaxing. Okay, so oh, that's good. That's real good. That's fabulous. All right. Okay, well that's started. That's clear, that one. This one here is also clear. If I had to, I could probably cut it. Well, that one started, so it's really the hardest part of it. So I'm just going to relieve that a little bit more, just to be absolutely sure. Because once it's in there, it's going to be. Oh. Okay, so let's have a look at this. I'm going to put this here. Nudge. Did I mess that up, or was this here? Definitely was this. Okay, so that one's now meaning that it won't start. I'll put it in this end, I think. Put this end in first. That's the way. So we're going to start that end. This end won't allow it. Give myself start, and this one's going to be the top. Okay, folks, here we are. This is the final bit. It's still pretty hot in here. And this, my workshop today in Sydney. It's pretty confident this is going to go well. I haven't done one of these for a couple of years, so there's always issues when you do things and they're, you know, you haven't done it for years and you come back and do it. There's always, you know, that knowledge that you have, because at the time it's recent, but it's always like, where do you, there's a lot you forget. So this time I'm probably going to watch, actually, well, I have this video now, so it's going to help me. I think that's pretty good. It's going to be the top. Okay, so there we go. So let's hope that I can get it in this vise, get some pressure on it. That's not going to work, it doesn't like that. Just right here. Now, I'm probably going to have to put my earmuffs on because it's very loud. Okay, let's have a look at this. Oh, crikey. Okay, that's, wow. That is super good. I'll put this back this way. Give it a whack. So we're gonna give this a didn't do much. It's a little bit more than I like. So maybe I'll do it this way. Aha! Wow. That is, is this one playing up now a bit? Let's have a look. Oh. Wow, that was crazy. I'm just so relieved. It's been a week of work, a week that I was quite tired and had to put a lot of energy into this, but now this is in one piece. It's got a bit of a rock, or probably my bench is out, but what I like to do is clamp it down on a flat surface, so that's what I'll be doing. Piece of paper, going over to my maybe drill table saw, and clamping it so it dries straight. I don't know whether it's going to make any difference. The next step we're going to do after this is it's going to go through a drum sander. Yeah, it's going to go through a drum sander, and we're going to basically clean it all up. Going to photocopy all these sizes here. You won't be able to see them, but this is the difference between each piece. This is 0.1, this is 1.15, this is 0.15, 0.07. So that was that. They're all different fits. Now I think what I've thought about is, I haven't thought about it till now, but this is how worn out the cutter is. So this 0.1, 0.2 is when I had a sharp cutter, and a sharp cutter allows you to remove more and allows the gap to be bigger. But once you get down to 0.07 and 0.16, it's really, here's a 0 and a 0.1. There's really, you almost got to change your cutter. You've got to be very careful changing the cutters, because a brand new cutter has to be tempered, what I call tempering. It's just basically, you've got to wear it a bit. It chatters a lot and it creates a bit of chaos, so you can't really just straight off use a brand new cutter. It's an issue. All right, thanks for watching.